It's another divestment disaster!
Now available in paperback and e-readers, John Haynes, A Thorn in My Side. The man who rules the world takes on an agent from the CIA from the Black Boule in this all-new John Haynes series adventure. Get your copy of John Haynes' A Thorn in My Side in paperback and e-readers at online booksellers everywhere. Better get the coleslaw, y'all, cause we're having us a barbecue. Quinta Brunson, the black woman who created the sitcom Abbott Elementary, has decided to file for divorce from her white husband, Kevin Anik, after 3 years of marriage. Now, according to reports, Quinta Brunson has decided to file for divorce from Kevin Anik due to irreconcilable differences and has said that the assets that they have together in the marriage would be divided based on an agreement that they signed after the marriage on how their assets would be divided in this divorce. And she's believing that this whole situation as related to this breakup will be really straightforward, but I believe what's going to happen with Quinta Brunson is she's going to be in for a rude awakening because she really doesn't understand the system of white supremacy and what it wants to do to black women who decide to go out here and hashtag divest and go out here and leave the black community to go out here and marry a white man. Now, Quinta Brunson basically got married to this guy Kevin Anik in 2021 as she was at the height of her success. And as she was at the height of her success, and Abbott Elementary was turning into a huge hit on television, and she was winning Emmy Awards and getting critical acclaim, she really could not see the subtle politics transpiring around her as related to this man she was involved with. Now, in my book, Why 70% of Black Women Are Single, I talk about black women marrying white men in a chapter, and a lot of times when it comes down to a lot of these black women, they don't see, again, those subtle politics transpiring around them as related to why this white man wants to get involved with them. Now, when it comes down to black women, they basically see relationships from an emotional perspective, and because they see relationships from an emotional perspective, they are looking to fall in love with that man as they're looking to go out and get married to him. However, when it comes down to white men, they are very different than black men because black men oftentimes get involved with women, again, based on emotional reasons because of the way they're raised in single mother households. However, when it comes to white men get involved with women strategically because for them, a relationship is a business partnership, and it's a business partnership that they're looking to build wealth with. And since they're looking to build wealth as related to that relationship, they're hoping to make some profit as related to the business venture that they are involved in. And when it comes down to a lot of black women, like Quinta Brunson, what happens is that they get so caught up in their feelings and get spellbound because a white man is paying them attention. They get mesmerized by those crystal blue eyes and that creamy white skin, and they're not really thinking about why this man is getting involved with them. And in a lot of cases, as they're getting involved with this white man, all they're thinking about is elevating their social status under the female nature of hypergamy. Now, in hypergamy, women look to, again, get with the man with the highest social status and the highest resources. And when it comes down to a lot of black women, since they have really low standards, they basically get involved with a white man who pays attention to them. And because many of them deify and worship that white man, what they do is get involved with that white man, again, mesmerized by those crystal blue eyes and that creamy white skin, and think that this is going to elevate their social status as they are the strong, independent black woman who has their career, and they see the white man as an attachment that would show how they have risen to a high social status, but really cannot see how this white man is basically playing a chess game where he hopes to go out here and checkmate her by making profits at her expense. And that's what I believe is happening here with Quinta Brunson, who's thinking that she's going to be able to get involved with this white man now that she's got her social status to the highest level, winning Emmys, having one of the highest rated shows in television. She's thinking that she can possibly monkey branch onto a higher status white man as she's looking to not only swirl but divest from the black community and hoping that she can go out here and invest in another white man. But this is where she basically has rolled snake eyes as related to this game that she's playing, and rolled snake eyes as related to this game, because when it comes down to these white males, like the one that she married, Kevin Anik, basically these guys again play a long game, and they play the long game and hit and want to go get the punchline at the end of the game and get the big laugh at their expense. And while she thinks that she's got this contract where she's going to be able to come out of this marriage as related to how the assets are divided, what can happen here is that this whole agreement basically can get torn up, because in the system of white supremacy, when it comes down to the white man, his word is the truth. And if that white man decides to go to family court and have that agreement destroyed, he can have that agreement possibly destroyed because he's a white male. And basically, Quinta Brunson can go from being this high status black woman making all this big money in this as related to things, to being completely clean, having her wallet cleaned out and having that wallet basically 50 pounds lighter than it was before, because this white guy was white and the court wants to make the white man again be able to enrich at her expense. That's what has been the rude awakening for many black women who went out here and got involved with white men like Halle Berry when she decided she was going to have a baby with French Canadian fashion model Gabrielle Aubry. This is where Halle Berry thought, oh, she would be able to get with this white man because those black men like Eric Benet and David Justice just weren't good enough for her, and this white man would be better. But that white man, basically, after she went out here and set him up for some ghetto nonsense with her new boyfriend Olivier Martinez, and got him arrested, this is where he brought the hammer of white supremacy down on Halle Berry by taking her to family court and tuning her up like a 57 Chevy with a 454 engine. And basically, after she got tuned up in that court and they dropped the hammer of white supremacy down, this is where Halle Berry went from being a very wealthy woman to winding up having to pay Gabrielle Aubry almost, I think, about $12,000 a month in child support for his daughter. And Olivier Martinez, a couple of years later, got a similar arrangement where he got about, I think, $8,000 a month. And Halle Berry wound up getting taken to the cleaners as related to that whole situation. And I believe the same thing is going to happen to Quinta Brunson. Basically, in this situation, she thinks that this agreement will be validated in a court, but this guy can contest this now and basically, again, enrich himself at her expense as related to California's community property laws. And this is where the woman who created Abbott Elementary will be getting schooled as related to the whole system of white supremacy and the family courts. Get schooled as related to the family courts and how they basically create community property laws based on how much the partner makes, because the community property laws state that, again, it's the partner that makes more money that's the one who's on the hook for child support and spousal support to maintain the lifestyle of the spouse that is being left. And this is where I believe Quinta Brunson is going to be in for the rude awakening that happens to many swirlers and divestors who think they are going to be masters, but sadly wind up in a divestment disaster where it basically cost them almost half their assets to wind up leaving a marriage where they have these irreconcilable differences. And basically, this guy is going to get paid either which way, and gonna get paid either which way, because again, when it comes down to white men, white men do not get involved with black women unless there's a fiscal reason. Because for them, marriage, as I'll repeat it once more, marriage is a business. And with marriage being a business for them, they go get out here and get involved with a black woman who looks like she's on her way, but the only reason why they're with that black woman is because they're looking at the payday at the end of the road. That's what happens in the case of guys like this guy, Kevin Anik. He's looking at that payday. He's looking at getting broke off this female and looking to, again, elevate his social status because he's basically used her not only to get in this marriage as related to business, but also got himself some pretty good business connections. That's what a lot of white men go out here and do. They'll go out here and work to finesse these black women who will sit there and be like, oh, I got this white man. They're caught up in their feelings. I'm living the ultimate success. And as they're living the ultimate success, this guy is basically making a plan to head for the exit with this black woman's money in his pocket. And basically, I think at this point, with Abbott Elementary being a show that's possibly on its 5th or 6th season, she's thinking that she's going to cash him out. But the whole thing is, she's going to wind up ass out because, again, this is where the network is possibly looking at Abbott Elementary. Again, yeah, it's a hit show right now. But they're thinking, well, now that she's filing for divorce, well, we're going to also cash her out. And this guy basically is thinking about ways to get on top as related to this whole situation. Again, because when it comes down to white people in the entertainment industry, again, this is business for them. And while you got females like this, again, getting personal, they're not seeing how things are going as related to business. And since they're not thinking about how things go as related to business, they think that they, again, are on the top and, again, going to be the master. But unfortunately, what happens to a lot of them is that they wind up in, again, a divestment disaster. Now, if you want to learn how to identify the patterns of the paradigm of failure that women like Quinta Brunson wind up in, you can pick up my book, Why 70% of Black Women Are Single, on Amazon.com in paperback and Kindle format. You can also find Why 70% of Black Women Are Single at other online booksellers like Draft the Digital, Google Play, Barnes & Noble, and big box retailers like Walmart and Target. And if you'd like to see me make more videos taking celebrities like Quinta Brunson to the barbecue, you can drop a donation to the Patreon, the PayPal, or the Cash App to keep me in Applewood chips so I can continue roasting up celebrities like this. That's all I have to say for this video. You can comment, rate, and subscribe. Coming to paperback and e-readers, Esteem Season of the Witch Girl. The aspiring angel takes on a wicked teenage witch in this action-packed all-new Esteem series adventure. Pre-order your copy of Esteem Season of the Witch Girl at Amazon.com and other online booksellers. Now available in paperback and e-readers, Isis, Dark Incubus. The goddess next door gets enthralled in a romantic entanglement with an evil incubus in this all-new Isis series adventure. Get your copy of Isis, Dark Incubus in paperback and e-readers today. Support Black-owned and Black-operated digital broadcast media. www.niceradionetwork.com. Nice Radio Network, broadcasting 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.